Professor Sudath R. Kalingamudali, the current Dean of the Faculty and Senior Professor at the Faculty of Science, University of Kelaniya. He obtained his PhD at the Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering at the University of Sheffield, United Kingdom in 1994, after having obtained his BSc Special Degree in Physics at the University of Kelaniya in 1990. Some of his career highlights are as follows. He worked as the Project Director of the Solar Edu Training of Ministry of Science, Technology and Research. He worked as the Head of Department of the Department of Physics and Electronics, University of Kelaniya. He is the Acting Director of the Internal Quality Assurance Unit of University of Kelaniya and also the Founder Director of the Research Services Center of the Faculty of Science of the said university. He worked as the Project Departmental Coordinator of the Postgraduate Diploma Program in Electronics at the Department of Physics, University of Kelaniya, funded by the Asian Development Bank Science and Technology Personal Development Project. He also worked as a visiting professor at the Department of Physics and Astronomy at the Georgia State University. Not only that, he has colored himself with the following awards. The Vice Chancellor's Award for the Best Innovator in the University in the year 2019, University of Kelaniya. Several Senate honors for research for conducting and leading to patent outcome for University of Kelaniya. Not only that, Fulbright Advanced Research and Lecturing Award for 2010-2011 of the Louisiana State University and the Fulbright Senior Research Scholar Award 2002-2003 from the Georgia State University. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting you Senior Professor Sudath R. Kalingamudali.
Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much for the kind introduction, but I don't know whether I'm that brilliant. Anyway, again I thank the organizing committee for inviting me as the panelist. Within next few minutes, I will try to share my experience for the 37 years at University of Kelaniya as an undergraduate as well as an academic, from which I spent 3 years in UK and another 2 years in USA. I entered to the University of Kelaniya to fill the vacancies after 3 months of official inauguration of my batch, and later I noticed that I had the lowest aggregate from my batch because my student number was the last number of the attendance sheet. And also I did my undergraduate studies as a student, entered to the Kelaniya in University Language Board, not by the ship. But I earned my PhD in electronic engineering, and today I'm a British qualified chartered engineer. And also at the introduction they mentioned that I'm a university colorsman for hockey. Yes, of course. But I played hockey for my alma mater, Wesley College, and I was in the pool for more than 3 years. But if I remember correct, I played only 2 times or 3 times when all were injured. But in the university, I played in the right extreme position in the hockey field. So, as many people mentioned from morning, I think if you have the courage and the requirement, you can achieve anything. Only thing is you need an attitude change, which is very difficult with the student union of the universities because they are running for a different system or different attitudes. So very briefly, I will discuss about my experience in university sports administration and some of the challenges we faced at the universities. The outline is very briefly sports administration at schools and university level, expectation of sports person at universities, time management, promote sports culture at the university, and financial constraints. As you all know, the administration of sports at schools and universities, I believe, completely different, because at school level, the sports person population comes from more or less similar financial, cultural, and ethnic backgrounds. But in university, we are getting a mixture or soup of population of sports person. And also in university level, the training of sports person are having varies from beginners to national or international medalist. However, I think this may be very true for all the other universities. In Kelaniya, we have produced international medalists who represented Sri Lanka in many international events, who started that sports from University of Kelaniya. And also at school level, the encouragement and financial supports are given by their parents or the well-wishers. But in university, I think it is our duty, that means the advisory board and the physical education division of each and every university, to provide the encouragement and the financial support. And also, as an academic, I believe that we should develop programs to attract sports achievers to universities, and I think some universities are already in this track. And also, we should have some programs to identify the talented people who can excel in sports, although they have not done that particular sport or sports at all at their school levels. And undergraduates expect a lot of things from the university and from the government, as student union always asks for. For the sports person, they always, or if we can provide some concessions or compensation on attendance requirement or participation in important event in sports, considering the academic need. And also we should provide facilities and benefits free of charge, even for taking medical certificate for participate in a sport competition. They always ask the university to provide that. Even it costs only 300 rupees, sometimes they expect that from universities. And also it would be better and encouraging if university can provide guaranteed accommodation for sports people. And at University of Kelaniya, we are trying our best to do this with the support of the administration. And also, since the parents can't afford, it would be better if we can provide financial support to participate in national and international events once they get selected. I think this has been discussed in many forums. Unfortunately, our chief guest not here. If we have a synchronized academic calendar, at least for the state university system, like in all the other part of the world universities, it would be very easy to handle many things. But at least if they can provide a common period from the UGC to conduct the university games or the mini Olympics in a common calendar, I think that would be a great benefit for the students who are participating for the inter-university events. I will already discuss this with our Vice Chancellor. I know it is very hard to go for a synchronized or a common calendar for the entire university system, but at least to give a common period where the students will not have academic activities, just for them to participate in the university games would make more beneficial for everybody rather than only for the university who are organizing the university games. And also from my experience, even we couldn't practice this for 100%. If we can refrain from assigning lectures after 1600 hours, at least for 2 days in each and every week, this will encourage the participation in sports by many undergraduates. These are some points you all can consider to promote sports culture at university. We know that involvement of undergraduates in sports activities should be encouraged, not only for the benefit of the country or to mold a better person, and although we are not happy to discuss, this will reduce the university ragging as well. So this can be done by providing some incentive schemes to the undergraduates. Some are listed here. We can consider awarding gold medals at the convocation for the best sports person combined with their academic merits as University of Kelaniya, university level or faculty level, which we already practiced at the University of Kelaniya. And also we can consider awarding percentage of marks or exempt some course modules for the involvement in sports considering their achievements at university level. Then awarding scholarships for needy sports persons and recognizing inter-university champions. Again at Kelaniya, if they won inter-university championship, we provide them an Asian region tour to participate in for a championship. And also to tally with that, we should develop the infrastructure, and again it will be in my next slide. We will have a lot of financial constraints because all state universities are dependent with government funding, but I know that all state universities are generating income. This afternoon, I think all our functions will be held at our indoor gymnasium that was completely built with the generated funds. So if you can convince the administrators in a proper way, I think that would be easily handled, and we utilize the generated funds to build the indoor gymnasium completely without asking any funding from the national budget. Yes, the implementation of the suggestions I made at the previous slide may be challenging, but you should be able to discuss with the top management and get them done. And if necessary, I think we can provide you the information and guidance to achieve them. And also as income generation, I know many universities are already practicing. We can rent or hire sports facilities because we cannot run everything with the government funding or the national budget allocation. And also as an income generating source, at physical education divisions, we have a lot of facilities. We can introduce short courses, training program to generate some income to the physical education division, which can then utilize for the advancement of its facilities. So these are some suggestions for you all to think for the betterment of the physical education division as well as the betterment of the sports facilities in your university. And this ends my small presentation.